By the end of this video, you will be fully invested in Black Ball. You will have so much conviction on that set, you will drop this video immediately and buy some Black Ball. So today, I'm going to be convincing you why Black Ball is far better than anybody else is talking about. This set has been far looked over, and it's not even fair. So today, I'm going to talk about it. And as you guys know, on this channel, I talk about an item before I buy it. I'm starting to get up there with views. I'm starting to get up there in views. So what I do is I talk about an item and then I buy it after the video is published for a good couple of days. Because I'm not going to buy an item and then make a video about it. So today, let's talk about this video because I want to buy some Black Bolt. So I want to get this video out ASAP. Now, there's no need to make you wait. Let's just get straight to the numbers. So first of all, let's just quickly talk about the set value. So the set value, we're going to be talking about this and we're going to be comparing it to Destined Rivals, the beloved set of Scarlet and Violet. The set that has an infinite amount of hits you can pull and is supposedly a phenomenal set. I mean, it is. I don't know why I'm like downplaying it, but anyways, I'm going to be comparing it to that because it literally thrashes Destined Rivals. So first of all, let's just quickly start off with set value. 3,000 USD for a master set of Black Bolt. Holy moly, that is ridiculous. You compare that to Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals is 2.4k. It has $600 more set value than Destined Rivals. That is a pretty big deal. You see that the set value plays a huge role in the set's potential longevity. Think about it. If the set value of Lost Origin doubles overnight, it will go from $1,500 to $3,000, okay? If Black Bolt doubles overnight, it goes from $3,000 to $6,000. The longevity of a set is heavily relied on its set value. It is incredibly important. Now, let's talk about another metric. You may say, Sam, that's not fair. You're looking at a set with many illustration rares versus Destined Rivals, which has like, say, 15 illustration rares versus Black Ball that has like 70. That's not fair. You can't look at that metric. Okay, I hear you. Let's look at the top 10 chases. The top 10 chases are extremely important, guys. I mean, the top 10 chases, Evolving Skies, you have to look at the top 10 chases. You can look at the whole set, sure, but the top 10 chases is where most of it's at. So surely the same would be with Destined Rivals. Surely Destined Rivals is going to thrash Black Bolt out the water. Well, they're tied. Their top set value, the top 10 cards, both equal to $1,700. They are literally tied in set value of the top 10 chasers. That's a pretty big deal. Now, you might say, Sam, you've lost your marbles. I'm unsubscribing. But first of all, I'm going to quickly leave this comment. My comment is that, what about PSA 10 pricing? Now let's talk about some PSA cards. You might say, Sam, this is just, you've lost your marbles. I'm unsubscribing. Like, this guy's clearly lost it. He's comparing it against such a good set and it's kind of winning. Oh, okay, well, I'm not happy right now because he's talking about a set I really like. Oh, all right. Let's talk about PSA 10 pricing. They're drawed. You look at the two top chasers and they are drawed. So the two top chasers of Black Ball and then the two top chasers of Destined Rivals, they are drawed. Now, the one thing that Destined Rivals has against Black Ball is that the top chase, which is the Mewtwo as a PSA 10, is $1,600 versus the Victini, which is $1,200. So it's a $400 difference. However, then you look at the set value and it goes from 2.4 to 3k. So they both win in their own area, right? So this is just a few numbers and you can just keep going. Like if you were to just keep going, you look at the Boogermew as a PSA 10. I hate calling it a Boogermew, but anyways, you look at the Boogermew, you look at the Sasmatone, you look at all these other top chasers, they're so expensive. The PSA 10 pricing, like the potential just blows Destined Rivals out the water, and a big reason is because a lot of the top chasers for Black Ball are illustration rares, and illustration rares have a very good history of being awful to grade. So you'll get a $200 card, but then as a PSA 10, it'll be like $1,400 versus the Mewtwo, which is like, what, $500? Yeah, it's like $550, but then it's $1,600 as a PSA 10, so it's roughly 3x the price versus an illustration rare, which will be more like 7x the price, which is a pretty big deal. So these couple numbers, it's very eye-opening, right? Like for a lot of people, they've had this idea that Black Ball is a bad set, and I just don't understand how. When Black Ball released, I made a video and I said this set is phenomenal. Now, I will just say, I did put it up against Crown Zenith. Me personally, I prefer Black Ball White Flare over Crown Zenith. I got absolutely hosed for saying that. I think that's gonna edge quite well. I'm not pulling back. You think I'm pulling back? No. I still stand by what I said. I think Black Ball White Flare is better than Crown Zenith, and you know why? Because with collecting, a lot of the value is how rare something is and how expensive it is. Because Black Ball and White Flare have so many expensive chases, I think it's just better. Think about it. What do you think's more exciting? Opening up a set where the top chase is like $150 or $200, or versus opening up a box where the top chase is like $300, $400, $500? What do you think is more exciting? So, and also the set value for Black Ball alone blows Crown Zenith at the water. If you get Black Ball and White Flare against Crown Zenith, holy shit, it's not even fair. If you get Black Ball and White Flare and combine them, which I think is a little dumb, but let's just say you do, if you combine them, it blows most modern sets out the water. They are expensive sets. And you might look at that and go, oh, alright, what's your point? Alright, well, set value is a very big deal. PSA 10 pricing is a very big deal. The thing about Crown Zenith is you'll have a $30 card. As a PSA 10, it'll be like $100, right? If you have a $30 card from Black Ball, it'll be like $200, $300, $400 as a PSA 10 because it's very hard to grade. Now, another thing I want to talk about is we could see potentially the first meme set of pretty much Pokemon history. So Black Ball has this potential because there's so many artworks. It's very hard to look at specific artworks and then like depict if it's a good artwork or not. And this happened with Crown Zenith. With Crown Zenith, there were so many cards that were so overlooked. Well, let's actually use the Gengar from Lost Origin. The Gengar Trainer Gallery from Lost Origin, it's a good card. Me personally, I think it's overrated as hell, but the thing is, it got overlooked because there's so many different artworks. So then one day, a random card will just explode because, like, say from Crown Zenith, right? A random card will just explode. Like, the Mewtwo is a great example. The Mewtwo V-Star, that was never the top chase in Crown Zenith, like, literally never. It was always the Giratina, like, from the history of history. However, slowly but surely, it kept rising in price. Why? Because people began to appreciate it a little bit more. So what I think this translates to Black Ball is that in the future there's going to be a lot of cards that are going to rise up in price, creating the set value to be even higher. And you want to know why? Because it's impossible to like fully take in I'm trying to think of the word. It's like, I can't think of the word. Realistically, I could Google it, but I can't be bothered. But they can't fully comprehend. That's what I was looking for, comprehend. They can't fully comprehend the set because there's so many artworks. So that's why we'll see a random card like the Boogamee go from like $5 to $50 because people go, you know what, hold up. This is made by the same artist as the Bubble Mew. This card actually looks half not bad. Yeah, okay, yeah, that deserves to be a $50 card. And I say, you know what, that's actually fair enough. That's not ridiculous. No one's saying it's going to be a $500 card. It's just fair at the price it's at. Then you look at the Seismitoad. The Seismitoad is fair. It's got, I mean, it's a bit weird, but it has the number 666 on it, so I guess kind of has something for it. It's a little weird, but it's whatever. People call it the high Seismitoad. That's what people call, because it's got like a bunch of flowers and stuff, and he kind of looks high. So yeah, and then you got the Shinji Kanda as well. So you got that. Then there's another card called the Kira Bust. I think that's what people are calling it. And then there's another card which is like the Rubber Mew or something like that. It's a meme set and it's hilarious. I think it's really, really funny. It has a lot of really, really long-term potential. Also, I just want to quickly say, I do not recommend going out and buying these cards. You might lose money on them. You're way better off just buying the sealed product and betting on the set as a whole. So, surely all of these things have just convinced you. Surely these have made you go, all right, you know what? This guy has some good points. This is a really good set. So, if we compare it to White Flare, White Flare's not even close. Like, it's just not. Black Ball has Shinji Kanda. It has the same artist who made this. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. It has Zekrom, which is just more popular than Reshiram. The Victini inside of Black Ball is more expensive. Like, the market has already made its decision. But you know what the thing is? The thing is that the distance between Black Ball and White Flare is constantly going to expand. So right now, the Elite Trainer Box difference is about $5. I was about to point to my Black Ball ETB, but it's not here. I don't know why I pointed. It hasn't been here for weeks. But the difference is about $5. I would be willing to bet every quarter of the year that is going to expand more and more. I'd be willing to bet that the Black Bolt goes up, and so does the Reshiram one, 100%. So does the White Flare, but not as much. And I think that we're going to see this happen. Now, it just depends what cards there are also in White Flare. So I just want to quickly talk about what my plan is. So my plan is buying 6 Black Bolt Booster Bundle displays. That's what I'm going to be starting off with. And depending on how the set does, depending on a couple other things, I might be buying a couple cases of Elite Trainer boxes. I'll have to make my decision then. But here's the thing about Booster Bundle displays. Guys, you know I absolutely love Booster Bundle displays. And the reason why I'm buying Booster Bundle displays specifically, I really hope I don't just absolutely pump the Booster Bundle displays into the moon. That's just going to suck. But anyways, basically, the reason why I'm so confident on the Booster Bundle displays is because it is UK exclusive and a lot of people don't know it exists. So, if someone doesn't know something exists, they can't determine whether they want it or not, which means there is a lot of potential demand, but people don't know that it exists, so that demand isn't really there. However, people will figure out that it exists. Like, think about it. Every single day that goes by, people who are sealed collectors figure out Black Bolt and White Flare Booster Bundle displays exist. In fact, I'd be willing to bet 90% of the people viewing this video just didn't know it. So the price that it's at, which is about 700 USD, the price that it's at, I reckon that's undervalued. Like, that is ridiculously undervalued. It should be way more, way more. But the thing is that it's that weird, cheap price. And my belief is that it's that price because so many people don't actually know that it exists. The same thing happened with prismatic booster bundle displays. A lot of people went like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Now, it wasn't as much, but it definitely was a thing. It's the same thing with Strata Fable booster bundle displays. A lot of people didn't realize there was a thing until when people realized there was a thing, then it started to jump up. So here's the thing. This does not fly long term. Like, everybody will know it's a thing in the long term. It's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's when. That's the thing. And that's why I'm so confident on the booster bundle display specifically, because they're really cheap because of that reason. Great example is the Gold Star Giratina. Whoa. Gold Star Giratina. Same thing goes for the Gold Star Greninja. That card was about $100 as a PSA 10. Now, the card used to be about $10 to $15, so that being going from a $10 to $15 to $100, that makes sense. However, the pop was incredibly low, and the second people realized, hold up, that card is hard as hell to grade, it jumped up just like that. When people realize something is rare, it just explodes. Like, there's no way to really put it other than just that. When something that is rare was not realized it was rare, it just takes off. And you see this happen with cards, where people will look at a card and go, holy shit, I didn't know that was actually as rare as it actually was. And the Gold Lucario from Mega Revolutions is a great example. When that card got announced, when the pull rates got announced, that it was way harder than people realized. It was 1 in 2,500 packs of the pull, and people anticipated it'd be about 13 to 1,400. But it was an extra 1,000 plus than people anticipated packs to pull, which is like 5 cases more than people realized. Then what happened was then after that it jumped up. And you know what? I actually made a video about that. I made a video on the day and said, you know what? Nah, I'm buying one. I usually don't invest in singles. I almost never do. But I was like, no, I'm making an exception. And you know what? I bought it, I've sold it, and I'm happy days. But I made that video talking about that, and I was saying, like, this card is severely undervalued, and this card will jump up in the next coming week. If you want to make some quick gains, buy it immediately. And the people are laughing at me saying like, oh, you're pumping this card. Oh, so now you pump cards? No, I don't. It's my one freaking video on a card. However, that card ended up jumping up because people realized it was rare. And when people realize it's rare and people go, oh, hang on, wait a minute. You mean to tell me this is actually could be valuable? Oh, okay, hold up. It's exclusive to the UK? Not many people know it exists? Underrated set? Alright, what's the usual ratio whenever it comes to the sealed display versus loose bundles? Well, usually the ratio is about 20 to 30%. Well, that's what it was for 151. When 151 was the price that loose bundles are now. So just to be clear, 151 booster bundle displays used to be about $800 when the loose bundles were about $65 to $70. So you had about a 15 to 20% premium on the sealed display. You know, it's the exact same premium as the booster bundle displays for Black Bolt, except the difference is that it's exclusive to literally one country. That's ridiculous. That is redonkulous. That is, dare I even say, ludicrous. You can't make this shit up. Like, you literally can't. That is stupid. That should not be that price. So Yeah, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when people realize it exists. You know, when I mention this display, the first response I get is, oh, that exists? I didn't even know that was a thing. So this is an underground item. This is a really unknown item. It's an unknown item of the second latest set. What do you think is going to happen when 151 booster bundle displays go to 345k, Paladin Fates displays go to 345k in the future? I'm not saying it's going to happen soon, but when it does, when that happens, what do you think is going to happen to Black Bolt displays? This underrated set, let's just say in a couple of years, people realize it's no longer underrated. People go, you know what? This is a really funny set. It's a meme set, and also it's got some good top chasers inside. It's got plenty of good, strong PSA 10s. You know what? This card is a top 5 set, right? What's going to happen is then the booster bundles are going to go up in price. The ETBs are going to go up in price, and we're already winning to begin with. But then you have the booster bundle displays, and the people will go, hold the phone. There's booster bundle displays for this? Well, this is a really good set. It's actually one of my favorite sets from Scarlet and Violet. A lot of people are going to say that in the future. It's actually one of my favorite sets from Scarlet and Violet. Well, I want to see a display now. And then they can buy it off me. Yeah, I hope I've convinced you. If I haven't, then fair enough. It's not for everybody. There's no wrong answer. But yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think.